Hi, boys and girls. Well, just like I promised, I'm going to read a story for you today, and it's really kind of funny. We like to read it at First Pres every year after we go to the police station. But before I read, I want to show you I've been working on making my hat and my tools to be a police officer. You see, I already cut out the shape. I put my badge right in the middle, and I even gave myself a badge number. I am officer number 219, or wait, 291. And pretty soon, I'll put a band around my head so that the hat will stay on. And I can pretend all day long if I want to. But for now, I'm going to put the hat down, and I'm going to turn the camera around so that you can meet Officer Buckle and Gloria. Don't go away. Here they are. Officer Buckle and Gloria is a book written by Peggy Rathman. And you'll notice that the dog is Gloria, and she looks like she's kind of a funny dog, or I should say a lot of fun. I think she's going to give Officer Buckle some adventures in here. And once again, this book won an award because so many people liked it and thought it was a great book. So let's read it together. Whoops. Oh, I like to show some of the pages right inside the cover. This will give you a hint. These are all stars, and I'll go just like that. People sent Officer Buckle, you'll notice on one page in the book, sent Officer Buckle some pictures, just like Miss Susan said that we could make pictures for Sergeant Walt. So that's just a little hint of what's to come. Okay, it starts like this. Officer Buckle knew more safety tips than anyone else in Knappville. Every time he thought of a new one, he thumbtacked it to his bulletin board. Safety tip number 77, never stand on a swivel chair. Oh my. Those wheels turned and off he flew. Officer Buckle shared his safety tips with the students at Knappville School. Nobody ever listened, and sometimes there was snoring. Afterwards, it was business as usual. Mrs. Topple, the principal, took down the welcome banner. Never stand on a swivel chair, said Officer Buckle, but Mrs. Topple didn't hear him. Uh-oh, I hope she doesn't fall off her chair like he did. Looks like someone had an accident there, though, and somebody's having an accident there. Oh my gosh. I think everybody needs an officer to remind them of rules and laws. Then, one day, Knappville's police department bought a police dog named Gloria. When it was time for Officer Buckle to give the safety speech at the school, Gloria went along. Children, this is Gloria, announced Officer Buckle. Gloria obeys my commands. Gloria, sit. And Gloria sat. Oops, let me get that page. Officer Buckle gave safety tip number 1. Keep your shoelaces tied. This time, the children sat up and stared. Do you see what Gloria is doing? I hope you do. On every page now, watch Gloria. Officer Buckle checked to see if Gloria was sitting at attention. She was. Oh my, he didn't see what she did. Next, he said, safety tip number 2. Always wipe up spills before someone slips and falls. And the children's eyes popped. Look at him now. and look at him when Officer Buckle looks at him. Officer Buckle checked on Gloria again. "Good dog," he said. Officer Buckle thought of a safety tip that he had just discovered that morning. Never leave a thumbtack where you might sit on it. Wow! The audience roared. Oh my gosh. Kind of looks like Gloria sat on a thumbtack. Officer Buckle grinned. He said the rest of the safety tips with plenty of expression. The children clapped their hands and cheered. Some of them laughed until they cried. Officer Buckle was surprised. He had never noticed how funny safety tips could be. After this safety speech, there wasn't a single accident at Knapville School. Well, the next day, an enormous envelope arrived at the police station. It was stuffed with thank you letters from the students at Knapville School. Every letter had a drawing of Gloria on it. Officer Buckle thought the drawings showed a lot of imagination. You notice the children drew all the different ways that Gloria was jumping around or acting out the safety tips. Look at all those letters. Wow. His favorite letter was written on a star-shaped piece of paper. It said, "You and Gloria make a good team. Your friend Claire. P.S. I always wear a crash helmet. Safety tip number 7. There we go. Well, Officer Buckle was thumbtacking Claire's letter to his bulletin board when the phones started ringing. Grade schools, high schools, and daycare centers were calling about the safety speech. "Officer Buckle," they said, "our students want to hear your safety tips, and please bring along that police dog." Well, Officer Buckle told his safety tips to 313 different schools. Everywhere he and Gloria went, children sat up and listened. After every speech, Officer Buckle took Gloria out for ice cream. Officer Buckle loved having his buddy. Looks like Gloria liked having a buddy too. Then one day, a television news team videotaped Officer Buckle at the State College Auditorium. Look at how big this audience was. So many people coming to see Officer Buckle, and especially Gloria. These pages, once again. There we go. When he finished safety tip number 99, "Do not go swimming during electrical storms," the students jumped to their feet and applauded. Do you see what Gloria's doing? She's acting like she got an electric shock. And oh my, the boys and girls loved what she did, and they said, "Bravo, bravo!" And Officer Buckle bowed again and again. Well, that night, Officer Buckle watched himself on the 10 o'clock news. There's his TV, kind of an old-fashioned TV. He was watching with Gloria sitting right beside him. Now, the next day, the principal of Knapville School telephoned the police station. "Good morning, Officer Buckle. It's time for our safety speech." But Officer Buckle frowned. "I'm not giving any more speeches," he said. "Nobody looks at me anyway." Remember, he had been watching the news the night before, and he saw the videotape of how Gloria was jumping behind him and acting out all his tips. Mrs. Topple said, "Oh, well, how about Gloria? Could she come and give the safety tips?" Well, someone else from the police station gave Gloria a ride to the school. Gloria sat on stage all by herself, looking lonely. And then she fell asleep, and so did the audience. After Gloria left, Knapville School had its biggest accident ever. Whoa! It started with a puddle of banana pudding. Splat, splatter, sploosh! Everyone slid smack into Mrs. Topple, who screamed, "Ah!" and let go of her hammer. Remember that swivel chair? She didn't remember the safety tip that Officer Buckle had told her. Well, the next morning, a pile of letters arrived at the police station. Every letter had a drawing of the accident. Officer Buckle was shocked. At the bottom of the pile was a note written on a paper star. Officer Buckle smiled. The note said, "Gloria missed you yesterday. Your friend Claire." Remember her? She had written another note before. "P.S. Don't worry. I was wearing my helmet. Safety tip number 7. Ooh, she would have gotten hit in the head with a hammer if she wasn't wearing her helmet. Well, Gloria gave Officer Buckle a big kiss on the nose, and Officer Buckle gave Gloria a nice pat on the back. I think that made him so happy to feel like he was needed, and they didn't just want Gloria. Well, Officer Buckle then thought of his best safety tip yet. Safety tip number 101. Always stick with your buddy. The end. All right, boys and girls, you might want to write a note just like Miss Susan mentioned and maybe put it either on our class Facebook page, or you can send it to me and I can send it to Officer Walt to thank him for telling us some safety tips today and telling us all about the important job that police officers have. Okay, that's it. Bye-bye, everyone.